Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, General Manager of the world's largest online sports handicapping website in the world, VegasSportsAdvisors.com. Today is the day all of us college basketball junkies, myself included, have been waiting for, the first big day of the dance, and I've got three complimentary plays coming up for you in just a moment. 18-5 run with the complimentary plays over the past 2 weeks after another 2-0 sweep yesterday, as I gave you Boise State plus the points against Dayton in the play-in game, and also gave you an NIT winner with Illinois State crushing Wisconsin Green Bay. Let's get to your complimentary plays today in just a second. But remember, you can get my best bet today and the best bets of every single handicapper over at VegasSportsAdvisors.com. We are talking over $1,000 worth of action today for free, no strings attached, simply by going to VegasSportsAdvisors.com and clicking on the one-day free all-access trial pass offer. That's right, free, guys, no strings attached. Why do I do it? Because it's no better way for me to get across to you the fact that I have collected and employ the best group of handicappers when it comes to turning a profit over the long haul and consistently making you money. Because listen, you should all know as gamblers, nobody wins every single day, and anybody claims to is a liar, a fraud, a charlatan, okay? But making money over the long haul is what matters, and what better way to prove it to you than by giving you all the plays today for free with no strings attached. I'm not the Wizard of Oz, guys. I'm pulling the curtain back. I'm letting you see what everybody does, because every handicapper looks at games differently. So you get all of our plays for free, over $1,000 of action, all the action today. Just go to VegasSportsAdvisors.com and take advantage of the one-day free all-access pass. Again, guys, the only way you lose is if you don't take advantage of this absolutely free offer. Let's get to your complimentary plays, guys. Going today, I'm going to take Texas minus the 1.5 points against Butler. Listen, Texas coughed up a lead and lost to Iowa State 69-67 to get bounced out of the Big 12 tournament after opening the tournament with a 65-53 win over Texas Tech. Now, granted, the Longhorns slumping, okay, 6-9 in their last 15 games. Rick Barnes, the toast of the town after last year's success with the Longhorns, this year he might get roasted in Austin because of the way, after a great break out of the gates, they just slumped down the stretch. But still, they hail from the Big 12, which I think is perhaps the best conference top to bottom this season in college hoops. Butler, meanwhile, coming off a 67-61 loss to Xavier in the Big East tournament. Listen, Butler, nice season, Cinderella season. I grant you all that. But Butler comes from the Big East. And the Big East, top to bottom, not as good as the Big 12. Sorry, guys. And, I think the key to the Longhorns here is that they've got to get the ball down low to their big guys. The 6'11 freshman, Miles Turner. The 6'9 forward, 250-some pounds, Jonathan Holmes. The 6'9, 280-pound center, Cam Ridley. It all comes down to Isaiah Taylor, their starting point guard, realizing that Texas is not going to win by launching three-pointers. They've got to get the ball down low. That's the key to their success today. I think they win it in a low-scoring game, and Butler is one and done. Texas is going to be the play. I also like today, guys, Arizona minus the 23.5 points in Portland today against Texas Southern. Now listen, this is an early start, okay? It is a 2:10 Eastern time start, which means it'll be an 11:10 in the morning Arizona-Tucson time start for the Wildcats, who in the same exact position a year ago against Weber State really struggled when playing in Anaheim. Weber State scored the first 7 points of the game, and Arizona didn't even come close to covering as a double-digit chalk, only winning that game 68-59. But I think that's a lesson learned for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats are also a much better team than they were last year. Because remember, even though they extended Wisconsin in that epic game into overtime late in the tournament, this is a team that was playing last year without their biggest guy, Brandon Ashley. Well, Ashley this season steady from start to finish, 12 points, 5 rebounds a game during the regular season, but he upped his ante in the Pac-12 tournament, averaging almost 19.5 points and over 6 rebounds a game. They've got Rondé Hollis Jefferson, who I think is among the most talented, athletic, offensive and defensive performers, and a sure first-round pick if he decides to come out of college this season. They've got the heady point guard and T.J. McDonald. They have the outstanding 6'7 freshman and Stanley Jefferson. They've got the big 7-footer in the middle. Texas Southern, they're kind of like Oregon. They launch a lot of three-pointers. They like to run the floor. The problem is they're not as deep as Oregon. They're not as talented as Oregon. They're not a very good three-point shooting team, only hitting 32% from beyond the arc this season. Defensively, they have no post presence, so Arizona ought to dominate down low. And Texas Southern also allows opponents to shoot almost 44% from the field. And then you look at this non-conference schedule. They lost by 19 points at Indiana. They lost by 12 at Tennessee, and the Vols weren't any good. They lost by 13 at SMU. They lost by 26 at Baylor, 25 at Florida, 40 at Gonzaga, 1 at Auburn. How do you lose to Auburn, okay? 2 at New Mexico State, 24 at Eastern Washington, 10 at Norfolk State. How the hell they beat Michigan State and Kansas State this season is beyond me, but it doesn't matter. The overwhelming body of evidence supports my premise that they are going to get blown out today by an Arizona team that, of course, demolished Oregon, the team that Texas Southern is similar to, demolished the Ducks 80-52 in the Pac-12 title game to win their 11th in a row. So Arizona is going to be your complimentary play there. And then your final complimentary play, guys, is going to be Notre Dame minus the 11.5 against Northeastern from the Colonial Conference. Listen, how the Irish are only laying 11.5 points is beyond me. They should be 14.5, 15. I mean, you go to Greensboro and you beat North Carolina Duke in 24 hours to capture the ACC title in their backyard on Tobacco Road. Now you're going to Pittsburgh, a place you're familiar with from all your years in the Big East, and you're only laying 11.5 against a team from the Colonial Conference. Listen, Colonial Conference teams, they only have to deal generally with opponents that have one big-time score. That's not what they're going to find today against Notre Dame. I mean, led by Jerry and Grant, this is a team that has 5 guys averaging over 9.7 points a game, with Grant averaging nearly 17 points and over 6.5 assists a game. They spread the floor. They're the number 2 shooting team in the nation at 51%. They're number 12 in scoring at 78.8 points a game. Northeastern has won 6 of 7. But one of those losses came at Elon, for Christ's sake. They only went 2-6 in their 2-4 in their final 6 regular season games. The Huskies, that's Northeastern, they beat William and Mary by 11, NC Wilmington by 3, and Delaware by 3 to take the Colonial Crown. Yeah, think about that. William and Mary, NC Wilmington, and Delaware. And who did Notre Dame beat? North Carolina and Duke to capture the ACC crown. Yeah, I'll go with the Irish's pedigree because undoubtedly we are getting a discounted price here with the favorite because Notre Dame has been a one-and-done team in 3 of its past 4 dance outings. That doesn't happen today. They erase that stigma. They don't need the luck of the Irish because they have the utmost confidence after beating Duke and North Carolina. They roll today. So again, that's your final free play. Notre Dame along with Texas and Arizona, 18-6 free pick run. And I'll catch you again tomorrow, guys, at VegasSportsAdvisors.com and here on Roku when we do this one more time.